have to learn how to see ourselves as God sees us and stop beating ourselves up over failures and old sins that have already been forgiven. We all know the story of David. He was on his roof looking at another man's wife. Then he sleeps with another man's wife. Then he tries to cover it up, and when that fails, he has him murdered. Now, don't get it confused. David had to pay greatly for that sin, but he confessed and was forgiven. But we see after, when David was forgiven, God no longer remembers that sin. When God is talking to David's son Solomon, he says, walk in my ways just as your father walked in my ways. He doesn't bring up his failures or his sin. David says this in Psalms 32, blessed is the one whose transgressions are forgiven, whose sins are covered. Blessed is the one whose sin the Lord does not count against them. So let me encourage you today to stop condemning yourself, to release yourself from the prison of your past. Because if you have confessed and you have turned and God has forgiven you, he no longer remembers those things. So why should we?